Welcome to Daily Planet TV. I'm Lucian, and we're on the net. Today is Monday, August 8th. First up, our top story of the day. A theater worker in Missouri is accused of pirating movies from the theater where he worked and posting them on the internet. Curtis Salisbury, 19, of St. Charles, Missouri, is the first person in the country to be indicted under a new federal law enacted this spring that bans videotaping movies in theaters and then distributing them over the internet. The charges are part of a federal investigation known as Operation Copycat. That's right, Operation Copycat, which has resulted in the indictment of 4 others on copyright charges for a total of 5. Federal now. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christopher Sonderby said Friday that one person recording a movie in a theater can have a huge impact on the movie industry. Said it with a straight face, too. Salisbury could face hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines and a maximum sentence of 21 years in prison. Curtis, all I got to say is you're not helping the situation. You know, in the old days, when a man went into a theater with a large overcoat, it was because he was a pervert. Nowadays, a man in a large overcoat is likely to be a movie pirate holding his video gear. Oh, for the good old days. And if you think your job sucks, wait till you hear this story. For at least 2 calm and relatively happy hours, UPS delivery man Brian Adams drove around in his big brown truck, oblivious to the fact that he was toting a 9-foot albino python in the back. But that relative calm changed rather quickly after he pulled into a shopping center for a morning delivery. He shifted some boxes on a top shelf and he saw what looked like a stuffed animal or a rubber snake. Then he lowered his sunglasses and looked a little closer and he saw scales. Then he nudged aside a small box in front of the python and its head popped up. Adams jumped out of the truck and quickly called animal control, but by then the Burmese python had slithered onto a lower shelf and a crowd had gathered outside. When animal control arrived, the officer prodded the 31-pound snake into a cloth mail bag without much incidence. The driver has no idea how the python got into the truck since UPS doesn't deliver live animals. As for the python, it reportedly is resting comfortably at the St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center, where it happily devoured 3 rats, reported the director. And in a case of the punishment not fitting the crime, we have this. A Philippine woman ended up paying thousands of euros for a pair of fake designer spectacles she bought on the street in Florence, Italy, after she was stopped and fined by the police. The 51-year-old woman, who's been living in Italy for several years, paid 11 euros for an imitation pair of Prada eyeglasses from an illegal street vendor. But after the police stopped her, it cost her 3,333 euros, which is about $4,100. The Italian media reported on Saturday. Police in Florence were busy on Friday in a stricter enforcement of laws to protect copyrights. 2 Belgian youths were handed out a 154 euro fine for each counterfeit CD they had purchased. In only one day, police confiscated 1,159 counterfeit items, including 136 handbags, 200 CDs, 46 watches, and 333 pairs of eyeglasses. Florence launched its crackdown on counterfeit sales last May, setting fines as high as 10,000 euros for buying illegal merchandise. Annual sales of counterfeit merchandise in Italy are estimated between 4 to 6 billion euros, according to financial authorities. You know, the Italians do love their designer labels, but that's kind of crazy. And in a story that I promise will have no photographs, we have this. A man's testicles are locked in a padlock for 2 weeks. Emergency workers helped a New Hampshire man out of a difficult situation over the weekend after a friend apparently locked a padlock around his testicles. That's not what I call a friend. According to the Portsmouth Herald, police reported that the 39-year-old man was intoxicated when they arrived at the scene on July 30th at about 3:40 a.m. The man, who was not identified, told him that he had the padlock around his testicles for about 2 weeks. The man said that a friend put the lock on while he was drunk and passed out. When he woke up, the friend was gone. And the man told the police that he tried to remove the lock with a hacksaw because the key had broken off in the lock. He was taken to Exeter Hospital, where a locksmith removed the padlock, and he was treated and released. And the hospital said he had no lasting injury. Police said they did not know the motive for the friends attaching the padlock to the man's testicles. You know, this story had all the right ingredients. You had the drunk man, you had the padlock around the testicles with the broken key, you had the hacksaw, and the man was about to try to remove the lock with the hacksaw. If the cops had just waited, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 more minutes, this story would have been much more interesting. Oh well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's it for today. I'm Lucian, and we're on the net. Thank you for watching Daily Planet TV. See you tomorrow.